Meatballs here at the Young's house, and I am so excited to show you all how easy it is to make meatballs taste spectacular. This same recipe that I'm showing y'all today, you can use these meatballs if you're making barbecued meatballs or if you're making spaghetti and meatballs. It is chef's kiss every time. Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need just some ground meat, and I'm using an 80-20 ground beef. I'm using 2 pounds because my family loves these meatballs. You hear me? So I'm making quite a few. You're gonna need some fresh parsley. Doesn't matter if you're using flat leaf parsley or Italian parsley, just get you some fresh, okay? We're gonna be using some Parmesan cheese. I don't have it here, but we'll take it out the cupboard here in just a little bit. Any kind of breadcrumbs you wanna use. You need some breadcrumbs to make it bind together, and it gives it a nice texture that we're looking for when you think of a good meatball. Sweet onion. I got some sugar. We're gonna use some ketchup. You're gonna need some good hoagie buns. This was all I could find, you know. All right, and you're gonna need some spices to make this thing come together and taste good. I have salt and pepper, garlic and onion powder. I have paprika, a little bit of red pepper flakes, because we're gonna put a little bit of spice in the back of the palate that you're gonna love. Not enough to knock your socks off, right? We're gonna use some Italian seasoning and your favorite tomato sauce. You can use a tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, marinara sauce, whatever floats your fancy. Let's get started. We're gonna need an egg. The egg will be to bind the meat together, just as if we were making a lovely meatloaf, okay? So I have my egg here, all right? So now I'm gonna take my ground meat and I wanna put it into a bowl, okay, just like so. And let's go ahead and crack that egg right into our meat here. Just like this. Have you ever made meatballs before? I want to know. I feel like a lot of people steer away from things like this because they think it's hard. And they think meatloaf is hard to make, but it's not. It's so simple. It's just as simple as putting everything in a bowl, making it taste good, and turning it into a loaf or the meatballs, right? Simple. You're going to love this. Your whole family will. So I tend to put, if I got 2 pounds of meat, I tend to put about a half a cup or a little bit more of the breadcrumbs. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. And I can eyeball how much a half a cup is. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to go ahead right away and season it, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to season your food and make it taste good, okay? There's a lot of people, it's like, ooh, how much do I put in? Get you some in there so you can taste it. I'm putting some paprika in. It's not smoked, okay? I always like to stress that because I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction and have them go out to their local market and get smoked paprika and then your recipe don't taste like mine, right? Sorry about that. I need it to cough. We're going to go ahead, get some onion powder in, garlic powder, and a nice amount of it on purpose, right? And we're going to put our salt in. If you can't use the salt, I always tell everybody, just leave it out. It will really be okay, okay? Lovely. And then I'm going to go in with the tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of some ketchup, right? Ketchup really drives home the flavor that you're looking for when you think of a good meatball. All right, we're going to go in with our Parmesan cheese. You don't have to use a lot, but putting it in there makes it light and airy. All right, gorgeous. Oh, that's perfect. And so now we're going to set this aside, and we need to get started chopping up some good fresh parsley. Always the fresh parsley. It's really funny to me that during all of the years that I've been cooking and doing these videos, I have realized that you would never wear a light shirt when you're dealing with tomato sauce, you know, or something red, barbecue sauce. But I don't know what made me put this light pink shirt on, right? I just looked down like, oh no, are you kidding me? If I'm dealing with barbecue sauce or tomato sauce, I'm wearing a dark colored shirt because it's always going to get on you. It's going to get on you when it's simmering, you know. All right, lovely. My parsley is perfect, but I want to break it down. It smells so beautiful. All right, lovely. Let's go ahead and put it into our bowl here. And now with our onions, you have the option. You can saute these onions up. Yes, you can. Okay, cool them down and then put them in. You would cool them down because you wouldn't want to turn your egg into scrambled eggs if you were to cook your onion. But I'm just going to put it fresh in. No sauteing, okay? And I'm not using a lot. I don't want to like change the flavor of what a meatball is supposed to taste like by putting too much onion in here, okay? So let's, oh my goodness, let's see. There we go. I'm gonna try to chop this thing up super fast because I do not want my eyes to have a fit right now. Okay, so let's do it. Get the onion in, and then we're gonna double back and mix it up. If you wanted to put a little bit of milk in here, you can. You pour it right on top of your breadcrumbs, and it makes a really nice soft meatball. And I love a soft meatball. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get some milk. A little tiny bit of milk, okay? You'll see. Perfect, okay? So now when it comes to you mixing up your meatballs, and I'm gonna mix mine up with my spoon because I got some lovely nails on and I want to get the meat up under those. So but honestly, if I didn't have these nails on, I'd be going in with my my hands, right? Just know that the residual heat from your hands can heat the meat up if you're touching it too much. It's always going to turn out tough. So basically, do like my grandma Lucille would do. Basically, get it stirred up and then leave it alone. Stir the ingredients up and then let it go. I didn't tell you about one of the main ingredients. You're going to need some cheese. So whether it's provolone, Swiss, or mozzarella, one of the three will work. I have some lovely mozzarella here. I really preferred provolone, but my local market didn't have it in the block. And lately, I still use shredded cheese that's already shredded, but lately I've been shredding my own. Okay, so now I got 8 ounces of mozzarella that we're going to use. All right, let's get this well incorporated, mixed up where we don't see the spices. We got to mix that egg and those onions and all these lovely ingredients in. I feel like I have the wrong utensil here. Let me grab the right one again. Oh yeah, this is much better. I don't know why I was using a soft spatula. Are you kidding me? Sometimes I have my family set my island up for me. And so they know to put the spices here, paper towels here, right? And all of my utensils that I'm going to use, it's right here. You know, certain things in certain areas. And I think that they took it out. I don't remember taking that soft spatula out. I don't know what I would have to use it for. Usually when I use a soft spatula, it's because I'm making like some scrambled eggs, you know? Oh, this smells so good. Are you freaking kidding me? I cannot wait. My husband just told me, he said, baby, you chose something good for dinner. He said, I don't know when's the last time we had a meatball sub. I said, well, we having them today. We having them today with some beautiful chips and some Kool-Aid, y'all. When's the last time you had some good Kool-Aid? One thing from my childhood that I love is Kool-Aid. Let me get this little meat up here. I can't stand a mess when I'm working. One of the things that I love from my childhood is definitely Kool-Aid and Tang. My grandma would keep Tang in her house, and that was the drink. When you went over grandma's house, she would have Tang. And my grandpa would have Wrigley's gum that came in the yellow packet. It kind of tasted like, what did it taste like? It tasted like bubble yum, but he kept that in the freezer. And so I knew when I went over there, I was going to the freezer and I was grabbing me a pack of gum. I mean, he had like the whole freezer was filled with Wrigley's gum, the yellow packet. They had like the 5 sticks in there. And grandmom had, like I said, and grandmom had that Tang. But at my house, we had Kool-Aid. And those 3 things I still love today. So we're going to have some Kool-Aid with these meatballs. I could just be honest, one thing that I did not feel like doing today, and I probably won't do today, is my hair. I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it, and I still don't feel like it. I'm not doing my hair. And I don't care who cares. I don't care who cares. I did my edges. Right, make that, slick the edges down, swoop them, do all the things, right? And put a cute little bow. But the back, I ain't doing it. Not today. Not today. I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. And when I have those days, I don't do it. That's when you see me with a hair wrap or something on, you know. All right, let's continue. Listen here. When you're making your meatballs, make them the size you want. You can make big, huge meatballs if you wanted to, right? Medium size or small, just make them. Don't handle them too much. All right, do what you can to kind of pack them in so you don't have like any open parts, because the open parts leaves room for juices to come flowing out, and we don't want that to happen. When I come back in the next clip, all of these meatballs will be made. The pan will be filled. Inside of my pan, I'm hoping that you can really see there's some oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. I'm going to turn this onto a medium heat. This is not something you want to walk away from, okay? Because we don't want to burn. Let's go ahead and talk. Yes, you can put these into the oven if you wanted to. If you don't feel like standing here watching them or keeping a good eye on them, throw them in the oven. And when you put them in the oven, half the way through the cooking process, I'm going to always suggest that you go in and like give them a nice turnover so the other side can get golden brown. So and when you put them in the oven, they cook from the kind of like the inside out, right? They'll be lovely. They'll be just as tasty. There's no difference in the taste whether you're putting them in the oven or you're doing them like this. I just wanted to do them this way today. And so that's what we're doing. Because I have so much meat, I might have to grab another pan to do a second batch. Let's go ahead and take this time to shred up some beautiful mozzarella. All right, so we're going to do it. It's funny because my family will grab, like they'll put this on there, but then they'll put American cheese on there too. So if you wanted to do that, it's delicious. Right, so when they started doing it, I do it on mine, and it tastes great. Okay, so by all means, you could do that. Mix 2 different types of cheeses. I got the other pan of meatballs going, and the whole house smells absolutely amazing right now. I'm super excited. When's the last time you had a meatball sub? I'm talking about not just a meatball sub from Subway, although they're delicious. I'm talking about a good meatball sub that was messy and it was cheesy and it was everything you could imagine. Only thing, when I think about making different types of subs, where I live at, I wish that I could find like a real hoagie roll. I want a real hoagie roll. I love hoagie rolls so much, the real kind. I know I keep stressing that. I could just eat it plain with a little bit of butter on it. I don't need nothing to be filled inside of it. But like I said, where I live, I can't. I can get these sub buns, but that's about all. You know, that's about far as we could go with that. Okay, lovely. So my cheese is done. We're gonna check in on these meatballs. I told you I was gonna do it. I done took 2 of these meatballs out, and when I tell you they are luscious, they got a lovely crispiness to the outside, the inside. It's soft, it's supple, it's everything that I want in a meatball. It's light, it's airy, and it has flavor to it. So now what I've done, hold on y'all. I've taken a paper towel, a clean paper towel, and I've blotted out some of the oil that's in here. I'm going to leave a little bit because a little bit of that oil is good because it's going to flavor our sauce, okay? But see how you can blot up the oil and then just discard of it? Okay, so watch this. We're going to go ahead and pour our sauce right into this pan. A lot of times when the meatballs are done, I'll take them out, put them on a platter, all right? But we're going to go ahead and pour our sauce right on. We're going to season our sauce and let everything simmer. Let these meatballs kind of marry. I know, marry with the sauce. All right? And we're going to make our sauce the boss. We're going to make our sauce the boss, the ultimate. I'm going to turn around and take this sauce. I was getting ready to take the sauce over to that pan, but why don't we bring those meatballs and put them right into this pan. When I come back, we'll season it, make it taste good. I had 2 meatballs fall apart on me. That tells me that I could have put more breadcrumbs in them, but I tell you what, they soft. They taste good. You hear me? Go in with the sugar. If you're not using sugar, it's fine. But I promise you, I'm not using enough to make it sweet. I'm using enough to give it a great taste, right? And that's exactly what it's going to do. So you see, I didn't use the Italian seasoning in the meatballs, but we are going to put it in our sauce. If you don't like Italian seasoning, you could leave it out. You could even use a fresh basil. Are you kidding me? Right, absolutely you could. So now, these same seasonings that we use for our meatballs, we're going to put it in the sauce, okay? Make it taste good. All right, lovely. I did add the other meatballs right in, and I'm cleaning up as I go. When you clean up as you go, you'll be so much happier in that kitchen. You really will, and I'm not kidding. So now we're going to add those red pepper flakes. Not enough to knock anybody's socks off, but just to taste it in the back of your palate. You know, you get the gist. All right, I don't need paprika for my sauce, right? Okay, we're going to give this a spin around. I cannot live without a clean kitchen. If my kitchen is not clean, I'm out of order. Yeah, you might as well say I'm out of order. All right, let's go ahead and mix those spices in. I'm gonna let this simmer for about 25 minutes, maybe a half an hour. When I come back, we're turning these sub buns and these meatballs into the best meatball sub you've ever had. Before we let it simmer, we gotta taste it. I want to taste it so I know what I'm feeding to my family and friends, right? I don't want to second guess if it tastes good while they're eating it. I want to make sure it tastes good before they eat it. So let's do it. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Oh yeah. I'll be back. Yum. Perfect. Make a meatball sub. The whole house smells amazing. Everybody's waiting with anticipation. Let's do it. All right, not too much sauce, because you know the sauce will make your bread soggy, and we ain't looking for that. So typically when I make a meatball sub, I'm putting about 4 or 5. This one has 4. I feel the need to put one more on. Lovely, look at that. If you wanted to, you can turn around and put some cheese up underneath it, and it does help to protect your bread from getting mushy. But I mean, just being honest, this is a meatball sub. It's supposed to be messy, right? It's going, oh, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Look at that. Guess what we're gonna do? I'm going with Parmesan cheese. And if you want to make it real pretty, put you some fresh parsley on. Watch this. Not too much, just a little bit, because Parmesan can be salty. Come on. I know, I just took a big swallow because my mouth is watering. Come on. Make you some Gina Young style. You're going to love this recipe. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on, tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, on today, we thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your love, for providing us a meal. Amen. Put some chips on the side, and we're going to do just that. These are a lovely barbecue chips that I love. Let's do it. Amen. Watch this. Watch how you do it. Take a bite. Yeah. That's a meatball sub. And the chips.